Hey everyone, my name is Riley and this video is a complete beginner's tutorial for Mailchimp. Mailchimp is one of the best email marketing tools that you can use, and in this video I will be covering everything that you need to know. From how you can create beautiful and professional emails, how you can set up automated sequences so that your emails are sent out on autopilot, and even how you can create fantastic looking landing pages using this software. So even if you have never used Mailchimp before, or this is your first time ever using any email marketing software, all you have to do is follow along with this video and you will walk away as an expert. If you do not yet have a Mailchimp account, all I ask is that you sign up for Mailchimp using the top link in the description of this video. Using that link comes at no additional cost to you, and it just gives me a small kickback on each sale so that I can continue to make awesome videos like this. Now, to get access to Mailchimp, you can either go over to mailchimp.com or you can click on the top link in the description of this video and it's going to take you over to this screen right here. If we take a look at the Mailchimp pricing right here, you can see we have 4 different plans. We have the free plan, which is free forever. We then have Essentials, which is $13 per month. Standard, which is $20 per month, and then Premium, which is a lot more advanced. This is $350 per month. Now, the way that Mailchimp figures out how much you will be spending and how much they will charge you for their service depends on how many contacts you have on your email list. So if you are brand new to email marketing and this is the first ever email autoresponder you will be using, then you just want to go for this free plan, as this free plan allows you to have up to 500 contacts for completely free. Now, if you have more than 500 contacts, like any of these amounts right here, we can see 5,000, you can see you do need to get one of these plans, either the Essential or the Standard plan. The more contacts you have, the more that it is going to cost you per month. But then, of course, the more people you have, the more money you will be making from your email list. So if you are debating whether to go for Essentials or Standard, then what we can do is go down here, take a look at what you get with all of these plans, and then you can make your choice for which plan you need to go ahead and buy. With these 2 plans, you also get a month for free as a free trial. So select the plan that you want to get and click on sign up for free. We can now create our Mailchimp account, so we can enter in the email address that we want to use. We can then create a username right here, and then we just go down and we create the password that we would like to use for Mailchimp. Once all of that information is entered, we can click on sign up, and it's going to send us over a confirmation email. So if you head over to your email, you should have an email from Mailchimp that looks like this. So all we have to do is click on activate account. And from here, we can then enter in the payment method that we want to use for Mailchimp. Now, something I will preface this by saying, and just show you real quick, is if you go for the free plan right here, then you don't need to add a credit or debit card. If you go for either Essentials or Standard, then we do have access to the free trial. As you can see, 1 month for free. So I'm not going to be charged for anything today. And then for my 20,000 contacts, it's going to charge me $181 per month. Once that is all filled in, we can click on Pay Now. And just like that, I now have my Mailchimp account set up. So we just get a confirmation right here and we can close this down. And now we can go through, it's just going to ask for a little bit more information here. So for my business name, I'm going to enter GeForce North. Then we can enter our address. Choose the most important features. Honestly, I usually just skip these questions right here. And it's now going to prepare our account. And just like that, we are now inside of Mailchimp. So this is the Mailchimp dashboard right here. Now, the first thing that we need to do before we go into creating any campaigns or automations or anything like that is you want to click on your profile icon in this top right corner and then go down to Profile. And once the profile loads up, go to Domains here at the top. Now, the reason we do this is because when you created your account, you probably did so with a Gmail, an Outlook, an iCloud domain. And basically, as it says right here, there are limitations of using free emails like this, like Gmail, iCloud, Yahoo, free emails like this. The reason is because a lot of these companies like Gmail, Outlook, they actually have spam filters on their client emails. So what this means is if you are sending out emails from a Gmail or Outlook domain, they are seen as spam and they are not going to get through. So what we need to do is we need to connect up a professional domain so that we can get better deliverability with our emails. If you do not yet have a professional email or domain, then the website that I would recommend to do this is Namecheap. And I will leave a link in the description of this video to another video that I created showing you exactly how to do this, how to buy your domain, and how to set up your professional email. But all we need to do is go to email domains right here and click on add and verify domain, and then enter in your professional email address. Once that is entered, we can send a verification email, and it's basically going to send you a verification code over to the professional email that you entered. So you can see I have a Mailchimp email right here. I just click on verify email address, and from here we can click on start authentication. So we go through, click on start authentication, then continue. Then we can click on authorize with whichever email provider you are using. And then as you can see, this is now fully set up. So I can now send emails from my professional email, which gives them much better deliverability and means they will actually end up in my subscribers' inboxes rather than just in the spam folder. So very important that we get that set up. And now that we have everything set up on the back end, let's now go in and explore the different features that we can get with Mailchimp. Now, the first category that we are going to go into is audience, and this is where you can see all of the different contacts and all of the email addresses that you have. If you do not have any emails as of right now, then you can use the timestamps in the description of this video to scroll along to the next section. However, if you do have contacts with another email marketing provider and you are moving over to Mailchimp, this is how you can import your contacts. What we are going to do is once again just click on audience, then add your contacts right here, and then it's going to give us three options. We can either import from another service, upload a file, or copy and paste. And the one that we want to go for is upload file. The reason for this is because import from another service, it sounds really cool, but then it just gives us these three, which aren't really email marketing tools. So instead, we just want to go, and from these three options that it gives us, go for upload a file. Then we can click on continue, and it's going to ask for a file that we need to upload here. Then what I would recommend to do for most people is go over to YouTube, just open this up in another tab, go to the search bar and put how to export contacts in, and then your email marketing provider. So maybe you are with like Aweber, you would type in how to export contacts in Aweber. If you are with MailerLite, you would type in how to export contacts in MailerLite, and you should see a bunch of videos. Oh, look, that's my channel right there. And these videos are going to show you how you can export your contacts from that service. When you export your contacts, you should have them in a CSV file. So now all we have to do is drag the CSV file into this area right here. And then all we have to do is click on continue to organize. We can then set a current audience. So just tag this in the current audience that you have, and click on continue to tag. Now under tag, we can leave this blank. We don't really need to be tagging contacts right here. So all we are going to do is click continue to match. And then it's going to show you how many contacts were recognized. So my email list on MailerLite was 124, and we can see all of the 124 contacts were recognized. If you had like 10,000 people, then it would say 10,000 right here. So all we need to do is click on continue to subscribe. Select the marketing email status, make sure this is on subscribed right here, and then we can click finalize import. 124 contacts will be added, so we can complete import right here. And just like that, it's now going to import all of our contacts that we added. So if I now go back to the audience dashboard, look at this. We now have these contacts in here, so it looks like they are still importing. So right now it says 71, but if I refresh this, the number should go up. And there we go, we have all of the contacts now added. So if we now go over to audience and all contacts, then you will see all of the contacts that we just added and imported are going to show up right here. So we have all of these email addresses now on our Mailchimp account. Perfect. Next, let's take a look at how we can create a standard email. To do this, we are going to open up this section on the left-hand side and click on this create button at the top. On this screen, it's then going to ask us if we want to create a regular email. So this is a one-off email, an automated email campaign, which we will touch on later, and then a landing page, which we will touch on later as well. But for now, let's just go ahead and explore the Mailchimp email builder by creating a regular email. So we just go in here and click on design email. And the first thing that we can do is title this email. So this title right here, this is not what your email subscribers are going to see. This is for you personally so that you can distinguish between different emails. So I'm going to go up here and just title this email 1. Next, we can choose who this email is going to be sent to. So right now, this is just going to be sent to my audience. Next, we can go down and choose the subject of this email. So this is what our subscribers are going to see. The first thing that they are going to see as soon as this email lands in their inbox. So let's add a subject. And let's say that I want to create and send an email promoting my new soda company. So I'm going to go in here in subject and say, have you tried our new flavors? Then we can also add preview text. So this appears in the inbox after the subject line. So I'm just going to say, they are tasty. And then we can save this. Then we can edit the send time. So when is this email going to be sent? We can either choose to send right now and send immediately after we have finished this, or we can go for a scheduled timing. So I could say maybe that I want to send this tomorrow, and then I can choose a specific time. So I can say like 12 p.m. tomorrow, just like that. And then we can save this right here. Next, we can go down, and this is where we can actually design the content of our email and start creating the email. So let's click into design email. And in here, it's going to show us all of the templates that we can get access to with Mailchimp. So we have some very basic templates right here. We have one to start from scratch. We have SMS. We have a gallery template. But the good templates are all down here. And you can see these look absolutely beautiful. So it really depends on what type of email you are sending. If you want a plain text email, then it's a much better idea to start from scratch. Or if you want a more branded professional email, then you can go for one of these. We can also go up and select the email purpose. So of course, mine is going to be sell products. I'm selling some soda. The industry, I can then select food and travel. And then we can also select the style right here. So if we go colorful, you can see that's going to load in some of these templates. But I'm just going to go for clear all and scroll through, and perfect. Look at this. We have this template right here, which is absolutely perfect for my soda brand. So let's click into apply. And this is now going to take us over to the Mailchimp email editor. Now, the email editor can look very overwhelming at first, but it's actually very easy to use. It's a drag and drop email editor. So what this means is we can use this section over on the left-hand side to drag in any new elements that we want to add to the email. For example, if I want to add an image to the email, all I'm going to do is grab the image on this left-hand side and drag this in and place this where I want to on the email. For example, let's drag this right here and have this underneath the text. I grab the image and drag this in. Now you can see exactly where the image is going to be located by this green line. So I can see right here with this green line, the image is only going to take up this space right here. Whereas at the bottom with this bigger green line, it's going to take up this entire section. So I'm once again going to add it right here. And then all we have to do to actually add this image in is click on add image, upload from our computer. And then just as an example, let me add in this logo. And just like that, my logo is now added in. To make the image smaller, we just grab this circle in the bottom right corner, and then we can make this nice and small. I actually want this image to be at the top. So how do we do this? All we have to do is click on the element that you would like to move. And then over on the right hand side, we can see this arrow icon. So we just drag this up. And once again, we get this little line to show us where we want to drag this image. I want to drag this at the top. So I'm going to drop it here. Then this section, I don't want anymore. So this logo, I'm going to click on this, then click on this remove block icon. And as you can see, that is now going to be deleted. If I click back into the image that I just added, over here we have some more settings that we can play around with. We have the alignment. We can align this to the left, right, or the center. We can add a link. So if I want this to be that if people click on this icon right here, they will be taken over to a website, which I actually kind of want. I want people to be able to click on this and then they are taken to my company's website. So let's add a link right here. We can add link to, and then we want to set this to web. So in here, I'm going to add geforcenorth.com as that's the website that I want to send people to. We can then choose if we want this link to open in a new tab. I would recommend this because I don't want people to click on this and then be taken away from my email. I want a new tab to open so that they can easily come back to my email after they have visited my website. We can then choose the block background color. So right here, we can see right now this is white, But if I wanted to set it to like a yellow, which is the same color as the background, I can set that right here. Now this is perfect because I can see there is an error with the image or the text or the link that I have just entered in. So let's click on this exclamation icon to see what's wrong. This link isn't working. So let's click back in and see what the issue might be. And it's because the link didn't save properly. So let's enter that back in. And just like that, this link is now saved. This is perfect and there's no more problems with this. We can then do the same for all of these other sections. So right now we have this glass of soda, which I really like and I'm going to keep this. But if I did want to replace it, I just click on this, go to this left-hand side, then I can click on replace, upload image, and then I can choose the image that I would like to replace this with. Then we can go down to the text. So for the text, I actually want to explain that I have some new flavors in stock. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I actually want to add a little bit of text above to explain that these are the new flavors. So I'm going to grab a heading right here and drag this in just above the image. Then for the heading, I'm going to say our new flavors, just like that. Then what I also want to do is align this in the center. So text is a little bit different because as you can see, if I want to do alignment and basically all of the controls that I have over this image are done over here on the left-hand control panel. However, text is slightly different because we can barely do anything. All we can do is change the block background color. If I wanted to change this to like the same yellow, then I can right here. However, the main control panel for text specifically is right here along the top. So you can see I can click into here and I can change the text color. So let's highlight this and go to this text and change this to this beautiful blue color right here. As you can see, that's now going to change. We can also choose to make this bold, italic, and underlined. I'm going to leave this as bold. We can then also change the font right here. So if I wanted to change the font, I would just select this, select the font that I want to change it to, and then I can choose from any of these fonts. Let's go back to normal, and actually I think this looks better unbolded. We can then change the font size as well, so we can choose from any of these font sizes. I actually quite like 40. We can choose to add a link. If I want to add a link to this piece of text right here, I can just go link, enter in my URL, and link that right there. And then right here we have the alignment. So let's align this in the center. Perfect. Now let's go down and edit the rest of this text. So I'm going to go in here and say that this first flavor is grape. It suits the color. Then the second color is going to be raspberry. And then this final flavor, let's go in here and let's spice it up a little bit. Imagine a banana flavored soda. Of course, I also want to highlight this and change the text color. So I'm going to go for quite like this bright yellow. Actually, that's a little bit hard to see. Maybe banana isn't the best idea for this. So let's go back in and let's try like a mint flavor. And then we can change it to one of these green colors right here, just by highlighting and selecting the color. Let's go for this. That looks very nice. Then we want to go up and we can edit this text as well. So this is just like a brief description. I'm not actually going to edit this, but you can do it this way. And another thing that I will mention is if you make a mistake whilst you are creating your email, then all we have to do, like this text right here, if I want to go back to how it was before, just go up and we see this undo icon right here at the top. We can click undo and that's going to remove that change. Next, let's take a look at these buttons. So right here it says read, shop, and shop. But I want all of these to say shop. So let's click into read. And to change the text on this button, I just click on the text, double click on this, and change it to say shop. We also want to add a link to each of these buttons so that when people click on the link, they are taken over to that page. So once again, I'm going to go here to the shop and type in where I want to send people to. I'm going to put all of these, send them to my website. And perfect. Now when people click on these links, they will be taken over and they will be able to purchase my soda. So we can then go down to this last section. Once again, we can change the text here, we can add new things in, but you now have a good idea of how the email editor works. The only thing that we do need to cover is right here at the bottom, we have some social icons. So you can add these in on the left-hand side. This is where they came from. But all we would have to do to change these is click in. Then we can see the 3 links that we have, Facebook, Instagram, and X. And if I want to change any of these, I just click on the drop-down menu and I can choose. So let's say instead of X, I want to link to YouTube. I just go for YouTube right there. And then you can paste in the URL for the pages that you would like to link to. So for Facebook, I would go to my Facebook page, copy the link and paste it in here. The same for Instagram and the same for YouTube. We can then choose things like the icon style and how these are going to look, the size of these, the alignment, the spacing, the colors, and all of that good stuff. Once you have created your email and you are happy with how this looks, I think this looks awesome right now, all we have to do is click on Save and Exit right here. And then we are going to be taken back over to this menu. Now, as I scheduled this email for Friday the 7th of June, this is when I'm going to send it out. All I now have to do is click on Schedule right here, confirm the scheduling, and that email is now saved. The email that I just created is now going to be sent out on the 7th of June at 12 p.m. Now, if we go back to the Mailchimp dashboard, what we will now be able to do is go into campaigns right here, and then we can see all of the campaigns that we have created. So I think this is a default one that I'm just going to go ahead and delete right here. But we can see the email that I just created. Have you tried our new flavors? This is a regular email. We can see the status and when this is scheduled for. We can see the audience. And if for some reason we suddenly realize that we don't want to send this out, all we have to do is click on pause and edit. We can then click on pause and we can go back in and edit the email and set this to how we want this to be set. If you want to delete the email entirely, then we can go in here and just click on delete. And that is how we can set this up. We can also see analytics of the email right here. So what percentage of open rates did it get? So basically, of the people who saw this in their email inbox, what percentage of them actually clicked onto the email? And then the clicks right here is, if you remember how I added a link to my shop in the email, this is basically going to show of the links that you added into your email, how many people actually clicked through to get to the end destination. Next, let's take a look at automations and how you can set up your emails once and automate them so that they are sent out on autopilot. To do this, once again, we are going to click on this create button in the top left corner. And this time we are going to click on automation. So we can click on create journey. And then as soon as we load in here, we can see these are some popular pre-built journeys that Mailchimp have for us. Personally, I really don't think they are very good at all. Like, we can click in to see these pre-built journeys and we can see all of the different journeys that they have. However, let's take a look at one of them and I will show you what I mean. So for welcome new contacts, you would expect this to be a relatively long email sequence, right? Nope. Let's click in. And all this is going to do is this is going to say, when a contact signs up to our audience, send them a welcome email. And that's it. It kind of sucks, right? So let's go ahead and create our own email sequence by clicking on build from scratch. Then we can create a name for this. So I'm going to go in and call this GeForce Soda email sequence. And this is going to be the first email sequence that I create. So we can click on start building. And now, how will a contact start their journey? So as this is the first email sequence that we are creating, of course, the first thing that they are going to do is sign up to the email list. So let's click on this. When somebody signs up for an email list, this sequence is going to start when somebody signs up to our email list. So now let's add a journey point. And what are we going to do as soon as they sign up to the email list? So we can choose here if we want to send an email, if we want to send an SMS message, if we want to send a survey email, if we want to tag them, if we want to unsubscribe them, all of these different options. So I'm going to go in here and say send an email. So I can select this and it's now going to ask me to create the email that I want to send to this person. So once again, we can go in here and select a subject. So we can go in and we can create a subject. So I'm going to say welcome to the team. And then for the preview text, let's say the best choice your taste buds ever made. Perfect. Then we can save that right there. We now have the subject and the preview. Then we can go into select template right here. And we can now go in and actually create this email. So you already know how to do this by now. We've already covered how to go and create an email. So all I'm going to do is click on apply, and I'm not going to make any changes because I'm just going to show you at this point how to create the email journey. So we now have that saved, and the email that we just created right there, this is going to be sent out instantly. So they sign up, then they receive this first email. What happens next? Well, next I want to add a time delay. I don't want these people getting all of these emails at once because that would be crazy. So what I'm going to do is add a journey point. And over here, we can now add a time delay. So on the time delay, we can click on this. how long do we want this time delay for? So how long do we want between emails? And I'm going to set this to 24 hours. Perfect. Then we can click on save. As you can see, this is now set to a 1-day delay. Then I can go down and add something new in here. So the next thing I'm going to add after this 1-day delay is another email. Let's set this up. Go through just as before. So we set the subject right here. We set the preview text. Then we can go ahead and create this email. So let's go for this one and save. And this is the journey that we have right now. You can see this is starting to come together already. So they sign up, they get an email, a day delay, then another email. Once that automation is set up, once again, we can click into the automation section right here, and we can see all of the automations that we have. So in recent journeys, all of your automations are going to be right here. And that is how you can set up automations and an email autoresponder within Mailchimp. The final thing that we are going to cover in this tutorial is how you can actually set up a landing page on Mailchimp so that you can collect people's emails without having to use another expensive software like ClickFunnels or something like that. To do this, we once again click create, and this time we are going to go for landing page. So let's build this landing page. We can create a landing page name. So I'm just going to call this the Soda landing page. Then we can click begin. And in here, we once again have some templates to choose from. So we can choose from any of these templates right here. And the one that I prefer the look of for my personal brand is this one. So I'm going to select this template right here. And then this is going to take us over to the editor. Once again, this is relatively similar to how we create emails in the fact that this is a drag and drop editor. So if I want to add an image into my landing page, I just drag the image. And then I can see where I can drop the block by this big blue line right here that says drop block here. So if I want to add an image right here at the top, I can drop this in. And then I just upload an image on this right hand side and I can add my image in right there. However, let's delete this for now. We can go delete and then let's customize this in our own way. So I'm going to click on this element right here and then I can edit what this says. So instead of great deals are in our roots, I'm just going to say tasty soda. This is a terrible tagline for a company, but we can have that right there. And then we can tell people why they should subscribe. So I quite like the subscribe and get 15% off, but I'm going to change this to 20% off your first order. So we give people a reason to subscribe. Then we can save this and close out. And the next thing that I want to do is change this big background image. This is a cactus right now and literally has nothing to do with soda. So to change this, we go down to the image in this bottom left corner, and then we can choose the image that we want to upload. So I'm just going to add this image right here of like a lemon falling in soda. We just wait for this to upload. And as you can see, this is now going to be dragged in. So maybe not the best image. You might have to play around with this because this text is pretty hard to read right now, but at least you understand how to add an image in. Then at the top here, we can go in and edit this right here because I need to replace the logo from Garden House to my own logo. So we click in, replace, select my logo, insert, and then this is way too big. So we go to the image size and let's turn this right down. Okay, perfect. Then the last thing on this page is this email address bar right here. So we can click in and we can choose what fields we want to collect. So of course we want the email address, but I also want to collect people's first names so that I can add extra personalization to the email. Then I'm going to have this as required. So people have to do this. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is look at this. The first name is on the bottom and the email address is on the top. I don't want it this way around. So I'm going to grab these three dots, flick the email on top of the email address, and now that is going to flick around right there. We can also change like the style of this and the color. So if I want to change the background of this box to red, then I can right there. I can change the font of this. I can change the size, the color, and all of that inside of style. And then I can also change this button at the bottom right here from subscribe to like subscribe now, for example, and set that up right there. So once you have your page, I know this looks terrible with this red box, but we'll just leave it for now. Then we can click save and close. And just like that, we now have this landing page created. So right here, this is the URL that we can use. We can click on edit and we can change this right here. If you do have a professional domain, then you can connect your domain. Otherwise, we can just edit the back end of this, the back end of the domain. and change this to be whatever we like. Once that is done, we can click on save. And then all we have to do is click on publish to actually put this live and on the internet so that our subscribers can come in here and they can see our landing page. So that is my complete Mailchimp tutorial. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.